finished, right? We worked on, it was a really productive one.
It really was.
You were hitting this like pretty like low top to the right.
Yeah.
And then we got you swinging. A little unorthodox with the swing. A little unorthodox, right? A little pause here, and then we're going back up with the shoulders and going.
Yeah.
But it would, like the pause would be, in my opinion, it would be ineffective if you were losing distance by a substantial margin, which you want to see gain distance. You hit your farthest balls making the pause because you hit them the best.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, right, it is standing back behind the ball, right, getting aligned, right, alignments first, take a target about a couple feet right in front of the ball. That's first and foremost.
Yep.
Right, pay attention when you're practicing, pay attention to ball placement. That'll come naturally if you just keep practicing.
Yeah.
Pay attention to ball placement. On the swing, right? Once you get to the top of the swing, right? On the pre-swing, check it, make sure it's parallel.
Yep.
And then top of the swing, right? P2 check here, make sure it's again, your arms parallel to the ground, they're perpendicular to the ground. Top of the swing with the shoulders. So you tell me, right, what did we go over, what did we learn?
So,
Talk to me.
most important key was just my wrist. And it's, through baseball in my life, had the same exact issue. Using too much wrist, going in back then, like, back of my swing, now it's just the back. And it's I just got to keep this arm straight, which I normally do, but that's not the issue. The issue is the wrist. So it's keeping and I see it all the time too. In golfers, I do. It's all just wrist here, about 110 degrees, obtuse, like you said.
Yep.
And it's just all shoulder movement.
Yeah.
And then at the end, which probably what I wasn't doing is when I'm flushing to the left, is just to put the wrist.
Flip the wrist.
But it's more so not really thinking about it. It's just kind of with motion.
Exactly.
And that's just something.
Right. That's like an involuntary move that you'll make.
It's something where as I keep swinging this, I'll start, kind of getting to that point.
Right.
And then the alignment, it's just taking the club, on the ball with my target, just finding a spot right here. And that's actually worked out a lot.
Right.
A lot better than what I could normally do on the golf course before.
And one of the biggest things that I could stress at the end of this is practice with purpose.
Yeah.
Don't try to make 40 swings in a row. Right? Don't go rapid fire on these range balls.
Yeah, no.
Because if you're going rapid fire on the range balls, right, you're doing something over and over again. That's one of the easiest ways to develop a habit.
Yep.
It could be a good habit, it could be a bad habit. If you're hitting bad shots, and then you keep reloading because you think, just go on, and you keep reloading, all of a sudden you hit 20 balls the same way, you develop a bad habit.
Yep.
You don't want to develop a bad habit. So practice with purpose, right? Practice how you play on the course.
Yep. That's it.
Hit a ball, evaluate it in your head, right? I think, some people will tell you, like, a couple minutes to evaluate the shot. It's like, well, you don't need to. It's like, ball go right, ball go left. You go long, but you have to have a target, right? So in relation to your target, where'd the ball go? Think of why, right? We talked about a little understanding why you miss the way you miss. When you miss right, you miss left. I think a lot of that comes down to ball position.
Yep.
For now, that's like kind of like the easiest way you can crack down it. You'll still have some right misses.
Sure.
You'll still have some left misses. But the easiest way to crack down on it is to ball placement. Making sure you know where the ball is in your stance, in the proper spot to match your swing. And in terms of what you can practice on when you go home, I mean, there's really not much, in my opinion, you could practice on at home, right? It's just get back to it's full swing lesson, right? I mean, how many full swing lessons? Your weight wasn't horrific. There are some drills you can do in the doorway in terms of rotation stuff.
Yeah.
But there's really what you covered. We took up the biggest issue was contact, and we knocked that out of the park today. And in terms of contact stuff, there's really nothing you can practice at home. I know you live in an apartment. It's really tough to do much work in the apartment.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
Yeah, it's tough. We're college students. We don't have the time. In my opinion, I would say try and get to the range a couple times, once, twice a week.
Sure.
Try your best.
Yeah.
Hit a small bucket.
That's fine.
Work on
I know
it.
my roommates would.
Your
So
roommates
it's,
would love it.
yeah.
Right? Hit a small bucket. Get acclimated to that.
get
And
into it.
work on that move.
I like it.
But that's super easy, right? And
It is. It is.
it's a way to practice that you don't have. You can go a week, 2 weeks without golf and come back to the range and still work on it. And it's easy, right?
Yep.
Get the arm parallel to the ground, 90-degree angle with the club. Make sure the butt of the club is pointed straight at the ground, perpendicular, right? And then top of the swing, and then you're just going.
Yep.
Right? And you can go 2-3 weeks without even, touching your club, and you can come back on. You can still work on it.
Right.
It's an easy thing to work on. I'm not saying you're better at it, but it's an easy thing to work on. It's
Yep.
easy to get you back on track. It's super easy practice. Super easy to practice. Any final thoughts for you?
Not too much.
Not too
Thank
much.
you, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's been great.
Yeah.
I mean, been learning so much.
Yeah. Next
Actually,
time we'll come back out. We'll cover the driver, cover the tee shots a little bit.
That's got to be worked on.
We'll have
for
some
sure.
probably have some technology out you can use.
Excellent.
You see the numbers, see how far you're hitting it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fun. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.